Hello and welcome back to another lecture from organic chemistry, and thank you very much for watching this lecture video. And so I mentioned that, if I go back for a second here, the pKa for most of the carboxylic acid is hanging between 4 to 5. And we know we have, many of those carboxylic acid in our body. One of them is pyruvic acid. It's an acid that actually involved in a Krebs cycle or the citric cycle. It's a cycle that our body or and technically the mitochondrial system that you can find it in any animal or any species that it will take some sugar molecule and it will turn them to smaller particle in order to technically get ATP or energy. And this molecule in biology called pH, which is around the 7.3, and is mainly shifting to the right side. That means it's a strong enough acid, and the reaction is favoring actually releasing H+. And so I'm going to say this conjugate base is really stable. And let's see, why is that stable? There are two reasons behind it. First reason is we have this base, -1 charge, that it can do resonance, and it will give us such a species. So if this one moves there, then that bond, the pi bond, is going to move. This pi bond is going to move on the top oxygen. Now we will have -1 charge there, and this oxygen, it will have a double bond. So we do have two resonance structures. That's the first thing that we need to study. And the second thing is, not only we have two resonance structures, the hybridization for the neighbor carbon is sp2. And we know electronegativity, it says sp is more electronegative than sp2, and this one is more electronegative than sp3. So having center or carbon with sp2 hybridization is going to increase the acidity. Why? Because this one is not going to donate electron density to carbon, to the carbon that I'm going to highlight. So we're not going to give any electron density to that carbonyl group. In fact, actually, we might pull. It depends, what we have on this carbon. If you have some more electron withdrawing group, you might pull. But for now, at least we can say it's not going to help. It's not going to give electron density. So I have induction effect. I'm going to call this one sp2 induction effect. Electron withdrawing group is neighbor to the carboxylic functional group, and that's going to pull electron density from it. And also we have two resonance structures. Now, I want to talk more about this molecule because I said that this one is really, really important in biology and biosystem. And we have two carbon that they have sp2 hybridization. Now, you can break this molecule from here, or for example, from here. See what will happen if you break that molecule from there. This group is going to turn to CO2. And anything that technically attacked this carbonyl, it can kick the CO2 out of the system, and because CO2 is going to be stable, so it will be a good leaving group. So your body will take sugar molecules and it will go through, it will run a bunch of oxidation reaction on that molecule. It will try to turn it to something like this pyruvic acid, and then it will break it more until it will turn it to CO2. Why? Because I can easily, get rid of the CO2 through my lung outside of my body. So I'm not going to create technically too much waste. Remember, all the time you are breathing oxygen, and oxygen, some of it will turn to water, or you will run a bunch of oxidation reaction in your body. And what will happen with the sugar molecule or the food that we ate? They will go again through oxidation, and they can get combined with oxygen. So we get the CO2, or we get other, waste. Your body managed to get rid of that waste, and waste through your lung, and that is going to technically clean the body as soon as possible. And so it's a good way to reduce the level of toxic waste inside technically our body. Now when our body breaks this one, and it can generate ATP, and that's going to be technically the source of energy. Okay, next thing is, I said it depends what you have attached to the carboxylic group. If you have some electron withdrawing group, the acidity is going to go up. And as you see here, we have CH3, and we replaced it by replaced one of the hydrogen by chlorine, and we saw the pKa went down. That means it got stronger and stronger. And as you add more chloride, because the chloride is electron withdrawing, the pKa keeps going down and down. That means the last one, it will be the strongest acid. Now the electron withdrawing group, as like an electron withdrawing group, is going to have an induction effect. And an induction effect is subject to distant distant from the technically the carboxylic group. As you get far from the carboxylic group, induction effect will go down and down. That means it's going to be less effective. So here we have only one technically carbon between the chloride and the carbonyl, and now I have two of them. And as you see, the pKa is going up. That means it's getting weaker. And as I increase number of carbon atoms between the chlorine and carbonyl, the pKa keeps going down and down. And so I'm going to say this one is the strongest, and that one is going to be the weakest acid. Now, you can say the same thing about, like benzoic acid. If you add electron with a group attached to the ring, then the pKa is gonna go down, and you can see that the pKa for nitro is 3.4, while if you put the OH is 4.5. That means it's a weaker acid. Now, why nitro is stronger? And like it has the smallest pKa, because nitro, you have nitrogen with sp2 hybridization, and there is a positive charge there. And now, what will happen if I steal an electron from the ring? And imagine you take this one and you share it with nitrogen. If you share it with nitrogen very soon, okay. If you share this one with nitrogen very soon, this is going to happen. And then that double bond, I'm going to take it and give it to oxygen. Now we will have negative charge on oxygen and a positive charge here. Look at that. The carbon that is attached to hydrogen now, it has positive charge, and because it has a positive charge, and so I'm going to say the acidity here is going to go up. And you can say the same thing for the aldehyde group, because this one also, it has sp2 hybridization. You can move this one here, and that means that one is going to move on oxygen. But in case of oxygen with that attached to hydrogen, is going to be opposite, because we can run such a thing. We can take this lone pair and share it with the ring, and if that one happen, then we will have a negative charge here, negative charge on this is oxygen. So this one, it will be less acidic. And that's the reason OH, it has the smallest, the biggest actually pKa. That means it's going to be the weakest acid in between all this example. And this is going to be the end of this lecture, and thank you very much.